For millions of people, it's just a part of the day, a ritual, a simple, familiar habit that signals the start of something new. That first sip of morning coffee, a moment of warmth and focus. But what if this daily routine does more than just wake you up? New research suggests that what's in your cup might be linked to something much deeper, something happening inside every one of your cells. It might be connected to how fast we age. To understand this, we need to zoom in, way in, to the level of our DNA. Inside nearly every cell in your body are chromosomes, which carry your genetic instructions. At the very tips of these chromosomes are tiny protective caps called telomeres. You can think of them like the plastic tips on your shoelaces that prevent them from fraying. Every time a cell divides, these telomeres get a little bit shorter. Over a lifetime, this shortening process is a key marker of biological aging. Shorter telomeres are associated with cellular aging and a higher risk of developing age-related diseases. So, scientists are intensely interested in anything that might influence telomere length. This brings us to a fascinating study from researchers at King's College London. They wanted to see if a simple lifestyle factor, coffee consumption, had any relationship with this cellular aging marker. The team analyzed data from over 400 adults living with severe mental illnesses, like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. These are populations known to experience accelerated aging and have a higher burden of physical health problems. The researchers carefully looked at the key pieces of information for each person, their self-reported daily coffee intake, and the length of their telomeres, measured from blood samples. The question was simple: is there a link? When the results came in, a clear pattern emerged. The participants who reported drinking coffee tended to have longer telomeres than those who didn't. The effect was most noticeable for those who drank between 2 and 4 cups of coffee per day. In fact, the difference in telomere length was so significant that, in biological terms, it was equivalent to being roughly 4 to 5 years younger than the non-coffee drinkers in the study. It was a striking finding, a common beverage linked to a fundamental marker of the aging process. But this is where it gets more nuanced. The benefit wasn't unlimited. The relationship between coffee and telomere length appeared to follow what scientists call an inverted J-shaped curve. This means the positive association increased up to about 4 cups per day. But beyond that point, drinking more coffee didn't seem to provide any clear additional advantage. It suggests a potential sweet spot, where moderation is key. So, why might this be happening? What is it about coffee that could potentially protect our telomeres? While this study didn't test the exact mechanisms, researchers have some strong hypotheses. Coffee is famously rich in compounds called antioxidants. Our bodies are constantly dealing with cellular damage from unstable molecules called free radicals, a process known as oxidative stress, which can shorten telomeres. Antioxidants help neutralize these free radicals, acting like a defense system. Coffee also has well-documented anti-inflammatory properties. Since chronic inflammation, another factor that can accelerate telomere shortening, coffee might be helping to calm this process down, providing a more stable environment for our cells. Now, it's crucial to put this into perspective. This was an observational study, which means it shows a correlation, or a link, but it doesn't prove that coffee causes telomeres to be longer. There could be other factors at play. For instance, maybe coffee drinkers in this group had other healthy habits that weren't measured. The study also didn't account for the type of coffee, its strength, when people drank it, or other sources of caffeine like tea or soda. These are important limitations, and more research is needed to confirm these findings and understand the cause and effect relationship. So, what's the big takeaway? Coffee is not a magic anti-aging potion or a treatment for any illness, but this research adds to a growing body of evidence suggesting that, in moderation, it might be a small, easily modifiable lifestyle factor that could support healthier aging, especially in populations vulnerable to accelerated biological aging. Science often doesn't give us miracles, it gives us small, meaningful insights, and sometimes, Those insights begin with something as simple and as comforting as a cup of coffee. Thanks for watching.